Hi, my name is Amanda Ray. Welcome to my free beginner's guide to breathwork, how to make breathwork a lifestyle. Now, for those of you who know me, I am a psychedelic integration coach. And while psychedelic plant medicine has changed my life in ways I could have never seen coming, it really is the breathwork that began to catalyze and help me to integrate and really learn how to take these grand experiences and apply them to my everyday life. Ram Dass says it best. Psychedelic medicine is like convening with God for a few hours, and breathwork is like merging with that God. So for me, breathwork is more of a lifestyle than just a single daily practice, right? I think of it kind of like Tantra. So there is the act in the Kama Sutra of, sexual energy exchange through Tantra. However, Tantra itself is actually more of a meditative mind state, a way to live your life and be mindful and present in every moment, not just sex. And I think of breathwork in the same way. There are many different practices and journeys and techniques that you can use. So we're going to be going over just some of those. But first, I really want to cover how to incorporate the awareness of your breath in an everyday life and everyday situation, right? More than just one single practice. So we're going to start with the basics. First, understanding your gas pedals. So our breath can be used as our gas pedal and as the brake, right? So when we learn how to use our breath to give us the energy we need, or in some cases, like with anxiety, to kind of release some of that excess energy, we can begin to understand how in everyday situations, we can turn to our breath to kind of reel ourselves in or give us that boost. So super simple. When you need more energy, if you're needing a boost, if you've got brain fog going on, if you are having a hard time moving, especially my fellow neurodivergents, breathwork has helped me to move into action much quicker. What you want to do if you're needing a boost is to over-oxygenate, right? Get in more oxygen than you're letting out. And this can look very different. We'll go over some different techniques. So just remember that if you need more energy, you want more oxygen. Now, if you are feeling anxiety, if your nervous system is revved up, you want to exhale longer than you inhale. Again, there is a few techniques that we will go over for that. So the technique that I turn to most when it comes to needing a boost, getting more energy, that midday lull, is one practice that is from the Sri breathwork technique, and he is a yogi. If you look him up on YouTube, he's got several different techniques that you can use at different times, right? So I really like this one for calling energy down into my body. So if you're not familiar with it, we're going to be utilizing the breath of fire. So for breath of fire, you're breathing in through your nose, and you're snapping with your diaphragm. So it's a very sharp exhale. And you want to snap, really snap that diaphragm. It helps to put your hands there to really feel that. So it's in through your nose. Now get comfortable with that before you start moving more fast, right? Do a few of those. Now, once you feel like you've got that snapping technique down, what I want you to do is incorporate your hands. So what you're going to do is palms open, arms to the sky, right? Palms open, arm to the sky. While you're doing your breathing, you're going to close your fist. Imagine pulling and calling your light down into your body, okay? And you're going to go. So on that exhale, that snap, not only are you snapping your diaphragm, you're calling your arms back into your body. So it's going to look like this. Do about 15 to 30 rounds of that. I typically end up doing more like 30, but at the end of your 15 or 30, sit and be still. Just feel all of the energy moving in your body. Feel the energy circulating. Really feel free to get your imagination in on this. Our imagination is the most powerful tool we have besides our breath. So a lot of times for myself, when I am pulling it down with my focus, with my gaze internally, I am going up and down and up and down. And I imagine the energy just clearing me out and filling me up. You can imagine different lights, different flames if you use those techniques for meditation. So feel free to get your imagination involved. This is a really great place to start, because if you can commit to yourself of doing 3 rounds of this a day, I promise you, you'll see the benefits so quickly that it will just turn into wanting to do even more breath work. And again, even if you did 30 rounds of that, or 30 breaths, right? And 3 rounds, that's gonna take you all of 3 minutes. So we have no excuses. All right, now let's say you wrestle with anxiety like myself and so many other people. What we really want to do is get really good at exhaling longer than we inhale when we catch ourselves in that point of anxiety and our nervous system being dysregulated. One thing that is really helpful is the 4-7-8 breath. So you breathe in for 4, hold for 7, out for 8. Now, I really like to exhale through my mouth like I'm blowing out candles. I understand though, sometimes when we're with other people, right? A lot of us get anxiety in social situations. When we're with other people and that doesn't feel like we want to call attention to ourselves, don't worry, you don't have to breathe out through your mouth. Just make your exhale longer than your inhale. That is really going to take your foot off of the gas pedal. If you really want to put your foot on the brakes though, let's say you're very dysregulated, what you want to do is a double inhale, long exhale. So that's going to look like this. Now, I follow a neuroscientist named Dr. Andrew Huberman. We have not discovered why the pause and the double inhale works, but it does work. So if you really want to, again, put the brakes on your nervous system, it's, and that'll really press stop. Now, if you're somebody who struggles with generalized anxiety to begin with, bear in mind there could absolutely be some resistance when it comes to breath work. I will tell you, people that don't wrestle with anxiety feel resistance. And that is because our small mind, the one that wants to be in control, and we probably have been giving a lot of control and power to, knows inside that this is going to be the thing, right? So I've been doing breathwork for years. I love it to death. And it is still one of those things that I kind of have to twist my arm into doing until I'm doing 1 round. And then I'm like, what is my problem? I love this, right? So also know that, in the beginning of these practices, it might invoke anxiety to begin with. This is not a bad sign. Again, change and growth, it happens outside of our comfort zone, right? The things that are meant for us, on some level, we want to invoke anxiety. We want it to feel scary for that small part of us. And then our job at that point is to parent that aspect of ourselves, right? And be like, I know this feels scary, but it's going to be good for us. Just trust me, and I'm not going to let us down. And having those conversations is what is so healing in regaining that trust again with our subconscious mind, and with our experience. So just know that now there are longer practices, breathwork journeys. Wim Hof is very well known. I love Wim Hof breathing. I highly recommend doing that one laying down. I just did an amazing in-person breathwork journey called Vitality. I highly recommend looking that up. You can find so many different breathwork teachers and techniques. All of these techniques that they're teaching have been around anciently, right? So they're just kind of like being rediscovered, if you will. So I will say, in these journeys, if you really are serious about healing your anxiety, try to do more of a journey breathwork exercise, I'd say weekly to begin with. Again, it causes a type of distress in your body that is necessary for growth, that is necessary for you to release things. When we create stress, because stress is not good for us in large quantities, but in small doses, again, this is what catalyzes change and especially evolution within our bodies. So when we make the decision to invoke a stressful state, right, then that is more powerful. Then what happens is when stress is happening to us from external stressors, we are much more capable of riding those waves and seeing our way clearly through it. So I've named a few different breathwork techniques. I also look up Biet Simkin, B-I-E-T, Biet Simkin also has some really amazing DMT release breathwork exercises. But stick around because I'm going to be doing a series and making a video guiding you through all of these and more. Not to mention Soul Recovery, we are now hosting breathwork journeys. It's beginning April 1st. If it's past April 1st when you're watching this, then stay tuned. Check out my events page because we're going to have a lot of different breathwork journeys coming up because this is such an important and useful tool. If you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out. Stay tuned again on our events going on with Soul Recovery. Lots of different courses coming your way, lots of different webinars and workshops. So I'm really looking forward to meeting you guys.